Hey everyone, Tyrell Cannon here. Just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek behind the scenes of Beef Bros Behind Bars. Beef Bros Behind Bars was co-created by myself and Aubrey Sitterson, with colors by Raciel Avila and lettering by Taylor Esposito. We were successfully funded on Kickstarter earlier this year. Thank you so much everyone who backed us. The exciting news is we did just get the books back from the printer, and we're really stoked to start shipping them out to all of our backers. Some of our backers took the opportunity to back us at the original art level. So those backers are going to get a chance to choose pages from the original art to have for themselves. To give you an example of what the art looked like, I wanted to show you guys some of the art from the preview pages, which are on the Kickstarter page. So if you'd like to see these pages in full color, you can go to the Beef Bros Behind Bars Kickstarter and take a look at these in color, but you're going to see them in black and white today. So I work traditionally for the most part. So everything is done on Bristol board. That's not completely true. I do my thumbnails digitally on an iPad Pro, and then I print some blue lines. You can see sort of some guidelines up here with also some rough thumbnails. Very rough, you can barely see them underneath, but some rough thumbnails that I do my pencils and inks over the top of. This is a 2-page spread showing the guys arriving in the Pablumland Penitentiary, which is the jail that they get thrown in early on in the issue. And we see this huge gated area over here with people coming in, giant cartoon characters all over the prison. The idea is that the prison is sort of like a Disneyland, but like evil Disneyland, or I guess just Disneyland. I do my inks generally with different kinds of pens, zebra brush pens, pencil brush pens, microns. This one was a lot of fun to do. Aubrey had written the scene to have all these different cartoon characters, and then I kind of wanted to expand on that, so I stuck cartoon characters on these little drones that are flying around. And then to sort of add to this amusement park feeling, I made these kind of long winding lines that anyone who's been doing a theme park knows you're usually waiting in these lines forever. I figured this prison would probably have that as well. I tried to add a lot of little Easter eggs all over the whole issue. So we have a lot of cool signage. Aubrey and I would come up with these cool ideas for different things for the signs to say. So remember what brought you here, your choices, or learning your place is fun. Some of these things can't show up completely in the final issue just with lettering and everything, but that's what's cool about having the original art, is that you have a chance to see some of these things. So down here's another example. We have our Gilby Gopher character grabbing up all this stuff in this sort of explanatory scene. And I hid a bunch of little things in here, Nerf football, some X-Men comics, dinosaurs, video game controllers, all that kind of stuff. So that is the first spread in the book. There are quite a few. Here's the next page. They're kind of going through the intake. And here you can see another example of sometimes, especially when I'm on a time crunch, I do use some repetition of digital panels. So up here, I repeated this panel down here digitally so that I didn't have to draw it again. Sometimes when you're on a time crunch, it's just necessary to do things like that. So here they're going through the line, and we again hit some things up here with, the guard is eating some Pablum branded fast food. They're hyping up their credit card. We've got cartoon characters and cartoon footprints that lead them through the space. And so this rich guy shows up and he's able to just get right out of prison with a credit card. And then the guys show up here and they're excited but don't have any money, so they are locked up. I'm really happy with how this little transition from panel to panel goes here, where her face gets really big. That was a fun moment. Occasionally I will do my own lettering. Taylor does some great lettering, but every now and again I'm just struck to incorporate it into the panel design. So I did that with a swipe here. This page was a lot of fun, but it is hard sometimes getting these interior spaces to look good with depth, especially when I'm doing sort of a clean line style with a lot of Beef Bros. The next page here, they're getting their prison outfits. Again, you can see some of our characters. Here's Kooky Cat. You can see these footprints for him. It was really fun. After drawing the first Beef Bros, I went and finished another one of my comics and then came back to this, and it was so much fun to get back to the guys again. They're just so much fun to draw, Huey and Ajax here. So they put on their clothes and immediately start ripping through them. I wanted to do some fun, crazy paneling here. I'm a big child of the 90s comics, so anytime I can do some fun kind of, expressive paneling arrangements, it can be really fun, and that's what I was going for here. And then here's the last page of the preview. This one is where the guys flex so hard that they rip their prison outfits into the same shape of their normal clothes. And Huey keeps his sunglasses on through the process. One of the things I like to do in Beef Bros with the art is add these sort of energy shapes around, action moments or moments with the guys flexing. And then Raciel does a great job of doing some cool color holds on these and making everything really pop, really, really bright and poppy. Another thing you can kind of see on this page is that I use a lot of whiteout to work back into the work. So it's not always just like I'm fixing a mistake, but sometimes like you can ink something and then work back into it with some white to kind of make, some of the darker areas pop with some intersections on them. And then another thing I focus on with Beef Bros is making the guys, not just their muscles look powerful, but I want their fists to look really strong and powerful, and I want their faces to look as kind and warm as possible. So that's always been a big challenge with the book, is how do I draw these big, humongous, sort of intimidating looking guys, but then make them still seem kind-hearted, because that's what they are. They're kind-hearted guys that just want to help people. So there's a quick look behind the scenes of the book, of some of the original artwork. So when our backers get their books, they will be able to start picking their original artwork if they backed at that level. And so I hope that maybe you like some of these pages or some of the ones we haven't even shown yet. I'm sure I will come back at another point in time and give you guys a sneak peek at some of the other pages and show you what they look like. Again, thanks everyone who backed the project, and we look forward to seeing what you think of it once it gets in your hands. Enjoy.